Packing up all of my things and I'll head to the city. You know I don't have any money, but I still have time. I try to be strong, but there's something that's pushing me backward. Some kind of invisible force with no name. Help, I'm caught in a baby boomer fever dream, and they didn't leave a thing for me. Now the man's gonna tear this down. Yes, the man's gonna tear this whole thing down, and they always do it on my dime. Culture loses to the dollar every damn time. Just take me back to the days of wine and roses. Wasn't so long ago things would work out overnight. Tell me that I'm being lied to and I'll believe you. How much is it gonna cost to see the light? Oh, help, I'm caught in a baby boomer fever dream, and it's hard to think what might have been. And we're hanging by a thread. We'll keep hanging by a thread for a really long while. And when nothing else comes to mind, culture loses to the dollar every damn time. Ah, so cold and gray were my eyes before today. Warm and glowing. Do I know what I'm looking at? Strange though it may seem, I had nothing left to dream. Below the surface, but now I know that you're enough. Help me through another winter. Take me past the bitter morning. Yes, I'll follow right behind into our sunset communion. Maybe we will live forever when we sink into the sea. Until the last long goodbye I give to you. me through another winter. Take me past the bitter morning. Yes, I'll follow right behind into our sunset communion. Maybe we will live forever when we sink into the sea. There he goes, the pilot of his destiny. But what he needs, he doesn't try to find. Every day that passes by, he moves ahead. But all along, he was left behind. He made his promise, but he could not keep it. The only gift he had was given in secret. You'll never see a grown man cry. He's a comfort zone machine. He keeps his records clean. He's sad and lonely. He's given up the fight. And don't tell him what's right. He knows already. Believe you me, he won't say what's on his mind. His opinion doesn't matter, so he says. Understand where he comes from, they never win. What goes around is coming round again. The story's over, but it should have been longer. To end the day is just a little bit stronger. You'll never see a grown man cry. He's a comfort zone machine. He keeps his records clean. He's sad and lonely. He's given up the fight. And don't tell him what's right. He knows already. And he doesn't want to be a bother. Doesn't want to be a bother. Doesn't want to be a bother. Doesn't want to be a bother.
All right, another Music City Spotlight in Seattle with what was it again, dude? Niagara Moon.
Yep, you got it.
Niagara Moon. And you said you have two records out.
Under my old band, yeah, Otarehan.
Otarehan.
I got 2 albums out on
Spotify and iTunes.
Otadehan.
Otadehan. I'll spell it for you.
Otadehan.
Otadehan. So I got that online, but
Well, okay. Let me just get straight to that nonsense. You were hanging out in Japan.
I was.
For how long?
I moved there I went over there to travel for a bit in the summer of 2012, and then I moved to Kyoto.
Kyoto?
Kyoto, yeah.
Kyoto. I'm not messing around my phone here. I'm just trying to map it out to see where it is.
Yeah, so that's in the western part of Japan, a little above Osaka. I went to school there.
Cool. What'd you go to school for?
Well, the first year I went to school over there, that was study abroad from University of Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was still like mostly Japanese classes. But then after that ended, I still wanted to continue living there, even though I couldn't study abroad there. So I transferred to a different university in Kyoto, like just a normal Japanese university, and majored in humanities.
That's pretty bold, though, to just move somewhere else. Wait, how old are you?
I'm just turned 23 a few weeks ago.
So you were living there from like 21 through 20, or 20 to 22?
No, so, wow, I guess it was about 4 years ago that I, started studying abroad over there. So I guess had just turned 19 or something like that.
Do they all speak English pretty well?
No.
No?
None of my band members that I ever played with spoke any English.
So you fairly all right?
I got to live with Japanese people, and I had studied Japanese for a few years before I went over there. So I had definitely lots of practice and time to get comfortable with it. So yeah, I started using it in my everyday conversation and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun.
Did you fall in love with any Japanese lady over there?
There were some incidences. I definitely met some nice people, but the culture gap's no joke. After a while, it's
you can't.
I definitely was able to connect to people through music, but I don't know. After a certain point, I just kind of wanted to get back to Western culture.
Yeah,
which is how I ended up coming back to the States.
How crowded is it over there?
Tokyo is a nightmare. Osaka's pretty bad for crowded. Kyoto is a smaller city. I feel it's like
Seattle crowded.
It's depending on where you are. Yeah, a lot of it's like Seattle crowded. It's not.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Still a city though.
Still a city, but you can still see mountains in the distance.
Nice.
And you can get out to the woods.
How's the air? Was it just different, because it's a completely different part of the world?
The air?
Yeah, you know what I mean? How altitude and stuff like that changes. And
the altitude was pretty normal, but they got some really bad issues with cedar and buckwheat, pollen.
Oh, okay.
It's just everybody. It's this weird thing where if you live there long enough, you become allergic to one of these two pollens, and spring just becomes a nightmare. I guess I wasn't there long enough to have that happen to me, but
so the people there generally.
So the air can get pretty weird, and then apparently they got polluted sand coming in from China or something. So
I shouldn't be laughing, but that's terrible.
It's a weird air quality situation over there. It's definitely no Beijing or anything, but it's a very pretty place.
Yeah, that's awesome that you got to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm really grateful I got to be there for so long and meet all the people I met and everything like that.
How did it? You said you were touring around, right, with your band. How was it doing over there? And was anybody singing lead?
So I sang this. Yeah, I was the singer.
In what language?
Some songs would be in English, some would be in Japanese. Some songs would be a mix of the two.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we never left our region, but we played in Kyoto and Osaka a bunch, and it was kind of a novelty thing, a white guy from America singing these songs in Japanese. That's not really something. So we were able to get some attention that way, but Yeah, the scene in Kyoto's really nice. It's a lot of interesting musicians are very, it's kind of like Seattle that way. It's like kind of like close knit and everybody's supporting each other. So.
Dude, you studied humanities, you said?
Yeah, that was just
to do college.
All that was just I wanted to be in Japan longer. I mean, the classes were a total joke. I could go on that for a while, but it was like, I have no idea what I was studying. I mean, I'd look around in class and everybody would either be on their smartphones or like asleep or talking with their friends. Like it was ridiculous. I was also like in a very lax school.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of artsy, but I wasn't in any art classes either.
So you're like all for music?
Yeah, no, I love doing music over there. And I was also teaching English a lot. That's kind of, I had lots of students.
Like here in Seattle, like why'd you move here?
Well, after I decided that I wanted to like come back to the West, like go back home essentially, I wanted to move to a city somewhere with a good music scene. And back when I was even more naive than I am now, I was thinking, oh, San Francisco seems so nice. And then I went over there a couple of years ago and found out what's going on there.
What's going on there?
Hyper gentrification.
A lot of gay shit. Nah, just kidding. What's going on over there? I'm just like,
it's not really a place one can live unless you're like
super wealthy,
a Google employee or something. Yeah.
It's definitely not.
Yeah, I don't know.
But this place is close to being like
Seattle
that.
will eventually become that, but I figure I got like a 5-year window at least.
Yeah, that's why I'm on the outskirts. Like this is like barely technically.
Yeah, that's another thing about San Francisco. It's tiny too, and like the surrounding area is also going to be really expensive. In Seattle, it's like there's still a lot of different areas.
I would love to live in like Ballard. Seems awesome.
Ballard is nice. Yeah, I haven't been there too much, but it's very trendy and a lot of good music acts play there in particular. I think like the Sunset Tavern and stuff.
Sunset Tavern?
Yeah.
Gotta check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, Ballard's really cool. I like Fremont a lot.
You just kind of chose a city, like you thought it sounds nice?
Yeah, I'd been to a few different cities. I went to Portland, and even though it's in Canada, I visited Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
I visited Nashville, but I don't know, Seattle just kind of seemed like the perfect storm of not too expensive and lots of people doing music and like diverse.
I like it here a lot.
Yeah, it's more
super nice,
metropolitan than like Portland. Just kind of seemed like the backwoods to me. Like
the weather's been awesome too.
The weather's been really nice. Yeah, I don't like places that are too hot.
Yeah,
but it doesn't get too cold here either. Yeah, I'm definitely not cut out for like Florida or Texas weather or something.
Nashville, it was not just super hot, but the mosquitoes were terrible.
Yeah, they're not so great in the Northeast either. But also, like when I went there, I got caught in this just crazy rainstorm that came out of nowhere. Like it was.
Well, when were you there?
That was middle of May. So the weather out there gets pretty freaky sometimes. It's like a hurricane almost.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, apparently, it rains more there than here, like inches.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it never really,
wise.
There's never really downpour in Seattle. It's just like consistent drizzle, which as long as it doesn't like get my stuff wet, I'm mostly okay with.
Yeah, there's some downpour there. It does make for a lot of good, like nature. Everything's green.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's very pretty down there. But, I don't know. I heard like 85 people a day are moving there. And traffic's a mess, and they don't really have any public transportation.
There's no public transportation. There's no sidewalks.
Yeah, walking around was kind of tough.
You can't. You just have to be driving around. And I guess the reason is because it's so hot that people just generally are going to drive around. Like, can't be like we do it here. You can't just be walking around. It's 100 degrees. It's just not that fun.
Yeah, no, I burnt my neck so much.
Oh, yeah?
One day, I was just like walking due east in the afternoon, like across a bridge, and it was cooking down on my neck the entire time, and I feel like my neck is still a little red.
I have a friend there.
Experience shaped me. Yeah?
That plays on Broadway Street every day.
Wow.
Imagine that.
That's
every
dedication.
day of the year. Since 1999, he's been doing that.
That's quite something.
Yeah, to make that your job. I mean, it works for him.
I mean, there's a lot of people going down that area that are going to be receptive to talented street musicians, I would imagine.
But
it's kind of where people go to like
yeah,
take it slow and
well, definitely to
sights.
kind of like suck in the touristic bits about it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like year after year, well, you said you only somewhat went through Broadway, right?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, you know they have the speakers that are like bursting out the music.
Yeah, I heard a lot of country music coming.
Those get louder and less. Like what he plays is like old country.
Yeah.
Or just real, even if it's like a song that he wrote, just real country. Like, you know
right,
what I mean?
Something old school.
Yeah. So year after year, people kind of pass it by more and more. Passing by.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame.
And it's also a shame that like, well, it is a shame. I like country music. I didn't know I liked country music until I went to Nashville. And it wasn't even until I met my friend Brent, who I'm telling you about, that I realized that I like country music as much as I do.
Yeah, there's definitely some good stuff in there.
But it's all like, I mean, I listen to a ton of Woody Guthrie now.
Okay,
that kind of country.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's pretty far back. But yeah, he's a classic.
Yeah. Do you listen to him?
I'm not familiar with a lot of his stuff unless you count like This Land Is Your Land.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
but I mean, I know how influential he is, and
dude, I love
I've met a lot of people
you hear
who
the
are really
words
into
and
him. Yeah.
Dude, he has this one song called Do Re Mi.
Mm-hmm.
You should look that one up. And he talks about like California is the Garden of Eden, you know, but you won't find it so hot until you've been, you know, to places like Tennessee,
right,
where they have the Do Re Mi, that kind of thing. And it's true, like there's some sort of musical muse that comes from that area. There's just something about it, and I don't know what it is, man. It's a combination of the pouring of the rain and the way it's, you know, the smell of all the grass and just, I don't know what it is, all the history and just the
freight trains.
And that's where, I don't know, man. There's just they have the Do Re Mi in the air. It's just, I liked it. I mean, I like that I got to know it. Because I definitely wouldn't be playing when I'm playing or writing now.
Yeah.
If I hadn't stopped by. Like I really did pick up just a little bit of that music. Just kind of kept it with me and brought it with me over here.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine it's hard not to get something out of that experience living there for a while. All those.
Well, I got real lucky that I met Brent. And it was through the podcast, and that's why I keep doing it. Because just one day I was just literally like I didn't have anyone, so I just drove around, and then I was like, well, I'll go to Broadway. Maybe I'll ask somebody. And before I even went into a bar, I stopped and listened to him. And then I was like, you want to come over?
Oh, wow.
It was that kind of thing.
Impromptu.
Yeah, and then him, you know, being him, just like, yeah, that kind of thing. And then I got lucky, and then through him, he started teaching me old songs, and I was listening to his songs, and I really could have almost missed it.
Yeah.
You know? Because now I could say I'm a country fan, even though I don't listen to contemporary country.
Right. But if you hadn't met your friend, you wouldn't know where to.
I miss that guy, and I can't even talk to him or nothing because he doesn't have a phone or anything like that.
He's very old school.
Super old school. I could call this bar that I know that he's at every day at a certain time.
That's the only way to reach him.
That's the only way that I can think of, or that kind of thing. Maybe talk to somebody that's there and ask them to go to Broadway Street and just harass them, or hand them the phone for me, that kind of thing. But yeah, old school. And I lost a CD, man. When I was on the road trip back, I was listening to it the whole way, and fantastic songs. And then in the move when we were bringing everything in, somehow I lost it.
Oh, no.
And it's like, can't even talk to my friend. I don't have
can't
a CD.
get another copy or something. It's not on iTunes or.
And it's just like, and the only reason why I didn't rip it immediately onto my laptop is because stupid CD player doesn't work anymore. I never bothered to fix it because everything's, it's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
Bothers me. But,
that's a big bummer. Yeah.
Oh well. I'll make it a point to have to see him again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe next time you go visit there.
I don't know. I don't move around. I mean, I guess I move around a lot, but not like weekend traveling like you've been doing. Or like because you were saying like you visited.
Oh yeah, no, I did have a period of time where I was able to like visit a few different places, like over
a week or whatever.
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
Past couple years, I had a couple trips like that.
Yeah, I don't do much of that.
I don't know if I'll be able to do that again for a while, but.
What are you doing here?
So, I mean, I'm trying to get into the music scene here, but for my regular.
Yeah, what are you doing right now?
Yeah, I do ad quality rating.
Ad quality rating.
Mostly in Japanese, but it's like, I don't know how much I'm at liberty to discuss it, but.
Oh, don't mention anything like that. I just mean what is it?
It's I mean, I'll see. Sometimes it's videos, sometimes it's like what people have typed into their search engine and what the results are, and just being like, that's appropriate, that's not appropriate.
Really?
So it's like what the robots can't do. But
so you're censoring things?
No, I mean
for ads, you're censoring ads.
No, I mean, well, when I said appropriate, I mean like relevance, like if this person is looking for this product, seeing this ad would not help them, or it would help them. Like, so I'm just keep telling the computer like how to treat its data. I mean, it's pretty mindless stuff, but it's easy enough, and I can work from home.
Yeah, that's actually kind of nice to hear that, because computers are taking over every other job.
Yeah, they'll take over this one soon, but in the meantime, it's like I make my own hours. I don't have to commute, so it's like a very good like short-term like job to do while you're trying to be a musician.
Yeah. Yep. I definitely don't do it for the money.
Yeah. No, it's not very I
always have trouble
lucrative.
Like, I feel like you asked me earlier like why I do the podcast.
Yeah.
And like you're probably the first person that I really don't have an answer for. Cause I don't know, everybody asked me that, like, and you were like nice and mild about it. Some people are like, "What's in it for you?"
Oh, that's kind of.
And it's like, I'm a musician, dude. This is what we do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong. Anybody who's into music who isn't just like I just write songs and I perform songs. Like anybody who's out there who's doing something like you do, like.
I'm making connections.
You're making connections. You're kind of making a little bit of a community. I'm
trying to make a little
you're reaching out to other people. Yeah, you're making something that's not just like this is my album. Listen to me. Yeah, like, anybody that's doing something like that. I mean,
and it's not just about that anymore. I mean, we're trying to. I mean, I haven't really figured out what to monetize.
Yeah,
we got to figure out something as musicians, but sure as hell ain't gonna be like it used to be.
Nope, you can't just. Have a recording and then I mean, even if you tore your balls off, maybe you're gonna break even. Not that I know a whole lot about the market nowadays, but it just seems like it's important to get creative.
Nobody has that
so
definitive
many new
answer.
Options.
Like, what are we supposed to be doing? Nobody knows. Really, like, And I mean, I'm talking about something like I am doing music actively and researching, and I'm talking to people, living in Nashville, and whatever it is that I'm doing. Nobody has a clear answer.
Yeah, because you're too busy making music. You can't think about like.
The business part is also tough, but I meant more like what should we be striving towards getting accomplished as musicians? Like, sure, make your songs and keep doing all of that and practice, right? You should.
Yeah.
But
I should have done that more today.
But I meant like, just what are we supposed to be doing to make it a job?
Yeah. Well, the most important thing is knowing your audience and having that audience really respond to what you do and, want for you to create your content. I feel like you can't really do it in a vacuum.
Yeah. Well, I think one of my biggest audiences is musicians. And
that's pretty common.
Yeah, and they have fun, and they like Well, I'm talking about this podcast, not just my songs.
Okay, yeah.
I'm in the podcast because like musicians come over and they have fun, and I make friends, and like really like anybody that's done it generally likes it.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but most people really are cool. They're like, oh, this is cool, and they'll keep looking them up from time to time and listen to them.
Right.
But I'm having trouble like getting the public to do it. And one of the boundaries that's holding me back, I think, right now, is that everything goes to SoundCloud, and you know what I mean, like. Musicians are on SoundCloud, but like
but the average Joe's not really.
And if you had just had the app on your phone, it would just beep, like, Music City Spotlight. Put something else up, but they're not actively. So maybe like I need to get onto something where more people can see it. I just don't know.
Well, when I look for podcasts, I go to the iTunes Music Store.
That's why I'm sending it there too.
Oh, so I guess it's just a matter of getting. I mean, that's the medium where they can really connect with it. That's really easy to like get on your iPhone or whatever. But
that's true.
So I guess it's just
should keep up with that.
It's a matter of getting people to find that.
That's a good point. Maybe promote the
Facebook's an excellent start.
Yeah.
Maybe your own website sometime in the future.
Yeah. Though, the Facebook thing though, like people like look at the picture.
Yeah.
They don't click on the SoundCloud link to go to SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And they like it. They'll like it. They won't click it to go to.
Yeah, you're probably not the first person to run into that issue.
Yeah. And they got to somehow integrate it. So, like, SoundCloud, I think, is significant. I think it's important.
Yeah.
For musicians, with the service that it provides. They got to figure out how to just get it so that Twitter does it better. Like, Twitter, I put the thing, and you can put play, and it opens up, like, a second SoundCloud window and plays it immediately. Facebook is kind of glitchy with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But they are doing a lot of cool stuff, like Facebook Live.
Yeah, I'm sure
pretty amazing.
There's going to be a lot more new stuff coming out in the near future. They'll find out ways to make it more musician friendly. But I mean, you're only on your 30th episode, is it? So
it's like half a year, or whatever.
Yeah. You got lots of time to figure out how to
figure it out. Just you got lots of time to be poor and just settle down.
Yeah.
Eat your beans and it'll eventually work out. Well, like I said, I'm not doing it. I mean, I'm gonna, whether I make money on it or not, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Why wouldn't I? It's the best way to think of it. You're doing it because you love it.
I mean, yeah. It's fun to just hang out with musicians. I'm a musician. It's funny that we're going to the same open mic tonight, and then well, I didn't realize it, but
I guess I didn't tell you until recently. But it's one of those, Columbia City. It's one of those places that I've heard from a lot of other people. You got to check that one out in particular. Yeah, it's a really nice scene there.
Are you playing any of those right now?
Sorry?
Are you playing anything that you're going to play in that open mic?
Oh, right yeah. Especially if they don't let me hook up my iPhone. I'm limited to my 10 or so keyboard-only songs. So, yeah, I'm certain something I play today will pop up there as well.
Yeah. How many songs do you think they'll let us play?
Either 2 or 3 seems to be standard. Probably 2.
Probably 2, right?
Yeah, because Connor Byrne allows 3, and that gets long. That's probably the max. So
yeah, imagine
2's a safe bet.
Sit through like 6 bad songs.
Well, it's par for the course.
It's what?
If you're starting out and you're not able to schedule gigs yet, you're just like going out there, finding an audience already there for you.
Dude, busking's great for that.
Yeah.
Do you play guitar too?
I do not. I'm just limited to keyboard. And I play a little bit of bass, but not in a live setting so much, just when I record.
Yeah. Was that thing loud? That thing can
this
get
keyboard?
Loud. Yeah. I mean, when it's not.
Yeah, but I have busked in the past. In Japan, I did a little bit with my drummer playing how would you say it in English, cajon?
The cajon?
Yeah, the cajon. He'd play cajon, and I'd play this keyboard with a little Roland portable amp, everything on batteries.
Yeah.
The only time we ever got any money was from a random white guy passing by, but Japanese people do not stop what they're doing and take in what's going on, or at least not where we were playing. Yeah.
Dang.
I mean,
we probably could have used a little more polish as well, but yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious to try busking around here.
Dude, we should do that.
Yeah, it's.
I have one of those little rolling things, but I was gonna say, is that keyboard on its own loud?
On its own. You mean it doesn't have any speakers?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I do have one of the same little rolling
Yeah.
busking amps that you're talking about.
Yeah.
We should, because I want to do like a Music City Spotlight busking event.
That could be cool.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Just have like basic. I'll take my equipment and just kind of like make sure everybody sounds good, maneuver stuff, and just help out, and we all just kind of do like almost like an open mic, like taking turns.
Yeah.
Just busking. That would be cool.
That would be.
And then we'll take our earnings and buy some whiskey.
Huh. Where would you want to busk? Where are you thinking?
Well, for the little amp, there's you know that mall, what's it called? Westlake?
Westlake, that's how I got here. I had to transfer there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's busy over there.
Right. So you know where that Starbucks is?
Yep.
where the Asian restaurant is? No, it's not actually Asian, but that
P.F. Chang's.
P.F. Chang's.
Yeah.
You know where that well, anyways.
I remember where the P.F. Chang's
Right, well,
is,
right in front of the P.F. Chang, and right across the street from that little park, there's like a really good area where there's a lot of foot traffic.
Yeah.
And I'm at this first podcast I did here. There was a busker playing there with an amp.
Okay,
and,
yeah.
Like, so I know that cops won't tell you nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a good spot.
That would be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's there's a lot of people there. A lot of tourists.
Yeah.
A lot of people with cash.
I'll take my SM57, put that for vocals.
Sounds pretty solid.
Right?
Yeah.
That'd be fun. We should definitely plan on that one. I mean, between you, me, and like maybe both of us bring out another friend, and dude,
Yeah.
it'd be a pretty good show.
Sounds
And then
like
we
a
should
plan.
Facebook Live it.
Yeah. Maybe we'll make some dough.
All right,
Get your
let's
guitar case down
Let's do
there.
that concert part now.
All right. Sounds good.